Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to one of my favourite places literally on the planet. I am currently in Suffolk, more specifically a little seaside village called Southwold. My grandparents used to live here, my aunt and my cousins do still live here. I'm currently staying in my grandparents' old house. They gave their cottage to my dad when they passed away, so it's so nice to be able to stay in a place that is so full of memories. Every single Christmas is spent here. It's just one of those true home away from homes for me. And I want to share it with all of you. I kind of feel like I want to keep this place a secret. I mean, Southwold is not a secret. It is, I have no idea how well known it is on like the grand scheme of things, but it's definitely not a complete secret. But part of me wants to keep it sacred so that it doesn't get too busy. But on the other hand, I think I'd be doing you a disservice not to recommend coming here and to show you around, because it is just one of the most lovely places. I mean, like I said, it's one of my favorite places in the world. Absolutely perfect for an English weekend getaway. So if you're looking for one of those, it absolutely is not a place that I think needs to be visited in a certain season. I think it is perfect in summer, in autumn, in winter, in spring. It's really only one little high street right on the water, and somehow that one little high street just has absolutely everything you need. It's got so many little boutiques for fashion stuff, for home stuff. All the food that you buy is obviously from like a local butcher's and a greengrocer, so you know that it's all very like farm to table, locally produced organic stuff that you're consuming. The fish and chips here is obviously 10 out of 10, so we're definitely going to be getting some fish and chips while I'm here. And the bakery, guys, this is my favorite bakery in the world, specifically because they do my favorite cake ever. Last year for my 30th birthday, I actually got my cousins and my aunt to bring with them down to London an entire one of these cakes that normally you just get by the slice. It is, oh, it's the most delicious cake in the whole world. We're definitely going to be getting a slice of that. So yes, we are going to spend a lovely few days together. The weather is actually not looking good. I properly like brought my swimming costume and everything because I thought we'd go for a little dip in the sea. The sea is freezing here. We're by the North Sea, so it's freezing pretty much all year round. I did bring my swimming costume, but the weather is like not looking good. So this might turn into a few cozy, rainy summer days by the coast. We'll have to see what the weather does. Today it's looking very grey, but not too bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go put my socks and shoes on. We're gonna go exploring. We have actually been here for a couple of days already, but to be honest, I spent most of those indoors. We were watching the Euros final yesterday. Oh my gosh, that game was so good. The Lionesses did an insane job. I'm honestly not one for like massively following sports and football and things, but my gosh, did those women do a phenomenal job, specifically Hannah, our goalie. Oh my gosh, she deserves a raise. She was absolutely sensational. And the fact that it went right down to the wire in penalties, it was such a good game. So I'm having such a nice time already, but I've not been out exploring properly yet. I haven't even been down to the beach. The beach huts here are so cute. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm just gonna get straight to it. Let's go exploring and let me show you one of my favorite places in the world. I've got my tiny mic and I'm whispering because it's that time in the afternoon where we've all had a lovely lunch and now everybody's gone to just like have a bit of a sit down and have a bit of a nap and a rest. And this house is very old, so the walls are very thin, so I don't want to wake anybody up or disturb anybody. But I'm not really in the mood for a rest, and it's been on my to-do list for the last couple of days to use up a couple of slightly old bananas that we have sitting in the kitchen. So you know what that means. Baking at home is one thing, but there's something like somehow even more enjoyable baking in like a coastal cottage, especially baking
in my grandma's coastal cottage, and I used to love cooking with my grandma. So we're going to make some banana bread. Whilst I was out, I've bought some chocolate chips. I never normally put like actual chocolate chips that I have bought, you know, not just like chucked random chocolate in it, like actual chocolate chips in my banana bread. I usually am more of like a walnut caramel kind of gal, but today I bought some chocolate chips, so we're going to make some chocolate chip banana bread. Maybe we'll have to catch up a little bit later or tomorrow, and I can talk to you about some of my favourite places along the high street. I mean, we've already visited a couple of them. Black Olive is the best deli for like cheeses, cold meats. They do boxes of salads, which are so good. But then Two Magpies. I actually don't even know what it's called. I think it is called the Two Magpies Bakery or Two Magpies, something like that. That is the ultimate bakery. Their sourdough is the best sourdough I've ever had anywhere ever. It literally wipes the floor with Gales. And we love our Gales sourdough, but the Magpie one is like so soft, but like the outside is crispy, but the inside of the bread is so soft. It's like not super dense and super sour. It's like just, well, it is kind of sour. It's perfection. It's perfection. And as I said, we'll be going back there like every single day to get a different sweet treat every single day. I did. One of my other favourites from there is their amaretti biscuits. I've already eaten it, so I can't actually show it to you. But like, I gobbled it straight after lunch. But the amaretti biscuits from Two Magpies, stunning. Stunning. Right, okay, I have started talking a bit too loudly, so I'm going to go sneak back downstairs and let's make some banana bread. I'll probably pop in my headphones, listen to some music, put on an audiobook, the perfect slow, cozy afternoon. And then I'm meeting my cousin at the pub a bit later at 6 o'clock. So far, it's such a lovely day. Right, let's go get baking.
Good morning. I have to be honest, that banana bread, I think that's the best banana bread I've ever made. I tried to do absolutely nothing fancy with it. I just followed, I'll link the recipe, BBC Good Food recipe. I think it was a BBC Good Food. I did put in one extra banana, which I do think made it extra like moist and just so good. But sometimes just don't mess with a good thing. I did nothing healthy. I feel like so much at the moment banana breads get turned into something healthy. This was butter, sugar, chocolate chips, all in large quantities, and it was so yummy. I've already had a giant slice for breakfast, even though it's basically cake. So that's probably not going to keep me full for long, but oh my gosh, it's so yummy. I know the top looks like a little bit overdone, but you can't taste, like, it's so good. Highly recommend that recipe. Anyway, plan for today is I'm just having my morning cup of tea. It's another kind of grey day today. I wish the sunshine was out in full swing. It's like so much more inspiring when the sun is out, especially in like a little seaside town. But today I really want to do some shopping. As I mentioned, so many good shops here. the best boutique that they have here. Well, actually I'm not going to say that. They're all so good in each of their own ways. But the one that's been here for a very long time that's very impressive is called Colin and Claire. They have very, very nice stuff in there. A lot of it is out of my price range, but it's so nice to have a browse and a mooch. And I think the sales are on at the moment, so we might be able to find some good stuff. There is also a very new, well, I think it opened just before Christmas last year. I think that's when they were doing their like champagne opening thing we went to, but there is a new Fairfax and Favour in Southwold, which that's like a proper brand. I mean, I remember it probably was like, I don't know how many years ago now, I'm gonna get it wrong, but it can only have been like 6 or 7 years ago when Tesco's came to Southwold, and like it was a huge shock, and a lot of the locals were like in uproar that Tesco's was moving in because it would like take away from all the local butchers and greengrocers and things. So there's not a lot of like big brand stuff here, which is definitely part of its charm. Yeah, there's a Fairfax and Favour. So also going to go and have a little look around in there, and then I'll take you into some of like the smaller little boutiques, and oh, the shopping's just, it's really, really nice here. So I think that's the plan for today. I've got some work to do this morning, and like I said, I'm here for a whole week, so it's not like a full-on holiday for me. So I've got some work to do, and then we're going to do some shopping. And then tonight for dinner, I know this sounds really rogue, but again, there's a little hole in the wall, like literally, called The Box along the high street, where a lady, I should really find out her name, makes homemade curry, and you have to put your order in early in the day and say, you know, tonight I'd love some curry for dinner, basically. And then she makes it up, and then you go to this little hole in the window and she like passes it through, and she cooks these like really lovely, properly homemade, it's just like a woman, I don't know if it's literally a woman in her kitchen. I think she does have a proper shop set up now. I think she used to cart stuff across from her kitchen, and she's got a whole like little business out of it, and all the locals love it, and you just put your order in, come get it later on. So I think me and mum are gonna do curry tonight. I think my dad knows that there's a particular shipment of some fish that he wants that's coming into the harbour, so I think he wants to do that. So if you ever plan a trip here, that's another hint for you. The Box for curry, the harbour for fish. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish my tea, maybe make another one actually before we head out. Fingers crossed we can find some goodies today. Oh, and this is Barley's chair. This is where Barley lives. He's not a massive fan of the camera, so I won't get too close. This is where he chills. Is that your chair, buddy? The giant paw hanging over the edge. And that's his teddy out there underneath the washing line. He's not supposed to take them outside because then they get wet. Good boy. Both of the paws. I can't. You're the cutest, good boy. Look at you, so brave. You don't mind the camera anymore, do you? You're used to it now. Here's Rabbit. This is not a dog who destroys his cuddly toys. This is a dog who takes very good care of them, picks them up very gently. There's no ripping and tearing from this guy. His cuddly toys are like his little babies. Yes.
Fairfax and Favour, I then headed to Weiss. So many cute things in here. In particular, you've got to make sure you go all the way to the top to their rummage room, where they basically have all of these boxes of, I guess, like spare stock or old stock. I don't know. There's just some incredible steals in there. Everything is so reduced. The things are amazing. I loved these shorts. I thought they were so much fun. These ones, unfortunately, were way too big for me, but the pattern, I'm kind of regretting not getting them and then just getting them altered. I then went to Colin and Claire. Oh, everything in here is so nice. This Citizens Against Humanity top was so soft. Also Southwold merch, like what? This Max Mara jacket, so out of my price range, but stunning. I also thought these pearly shoes were kind of super chic. I ended up having to try on this Max Mara suede jacket and the Citizens Against Humanity t-shirt. I just literally couldn't help myself. And then I headed home for my afternoon cup of tea and another slice of banana bread.
Okay, I'm back from our little trip, and it's kind of a miracle I have any money left in my bank account because all the stuff out today was so cute. But I actually succeeded in not spending one penny. I do have one like really good goodie to show you, but my mum actually also loved it and she very kindly bought it for me for my birthday. So she's gonna take it away and I'm not allowed it till September. But I'm gonna show you really quickly before it's confiscated for a month because I'm kind of obsessed with it. I'm not sure I'm cool enough to wear it, but I want to be this cool, so now I've bought it. Anyway, I'm gonna just, this is the one thing I got. Otherwise I was really good, I didn't buy anything. I just like mooched, window shopped. My cousins work in like different shops along the high street, so I like popped in to chat to them while I was shopping. But this was the only thing. Right, let me show, I'm gonna put it on. Look at it. Okay, it's from Stella Nova. But do you not just think this jacket is the coolest thing ever? I am obsessed with it. This pale blue like scalloped edging bit at the top I think is so brightening. Like I don't know why. I think it makes me look so like awake. And the leopard print and the shoulders and the puffy sleeves. I also love how long the sleeves are. Like I can easily fit a jumper under here when things start getting really chilly in the autumn. But seriously, it's so cute. Anyway, I'm obsessed. I need to get rid of this now. Mum says I have to give it straight back to her. So that's what's happening. You can hear Barley. So he's back from his walk with Dad. Dad had to pop out to do some stuff, so took Barley for a walk. But Mum and I want to go for a walk and stretch our legs in about an hour. So I'm gonna take this off, give it back, and then hopefully, if the sun stays out, because the weather's been really nice today in the end, Mum and I are gonna go for a walk along the beach bit, and I'll show you the lovely seaside because it's so cute. And I definitely haven't taken you there yet, so. Right, for now, say goodbye to me and my lovely birthday jacket. It's so groovy. I'm not cool enough for this, but I love it. Yeah, we're gonna go on a walk. We're gonna go on a walk. Woohoo! Yeah! Come on then, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Good morning. The sun is out, so I'm literally racing. I'm taking a nice leisurely walk, but we're going to the beach. This is the first like proper warm sun. I mean, I'm still in a jumper and there are some clouds over there. They look a bit ominous, but this is proper sunshine. So we're gonna head to the beach. I've got my book with me. For anyone that's interested in books, I'm vlogging this trip from a bookish perspective over my bookish channel, so everyone over there knows what book we're reading when we get to the beach. Actually, let me just cross the road quickly. But yeah, I've got my book, got my sunnies. I reckon the jumper might even come off at some point. When the wind picks up, it gets a bit chilly, but otherwise, this weather is beautiful. I don't quite know the best way to show you, but I'm currently on the common, lovely Southwold common, which is just so stunning. The views are amazing, and it's one of those places that just looks beautiful in every single season. There's the golf course right here, which growing up my granddad always used to go and play golf, and then my grandma on Fridays, and then my grandma would bring 2 gin and tonics and they would sit on a bench at the end of, I think it wasn't even the end hole, but it was like the end of the 10th hole or something, which is as many as he would play. And he'd meet her at that hole of the golf course, and she'd give him his gin and tonic, and they'd sit there on Friday nights and watch the sun go down. And when they both passed away, we bought a plaque for their bench, the bench, so that they've always got a little spot there looking over the golf course to watch the sun go down. So on Friday nights, if we're ever here on Friday nights, we always go and have a little drink on that bench for them. But the golf course is all like interdispersed in the common, so it is like a public golf course. Anyway, this is so nice. Literally perfect weather. Not too hot, not too cold. I'm hoping that some of those clouds over there stay over there. And I'm heading that way. Let me show you. I am heading this way to the sea, where we have way less clouds, a lot of blue sky. So the water is just there, which is where we're heading. What a perfect start to my day. Good morning, guys. This was actually our final day and I completely forgot to talk to you at all. I was just soaking it in with family, went to get myself a little morning coffee, and then all of us did a lovely long walk around the harbour. The harbour walk is such a nice little route. Of course, we had to get some fish and chips on the final day, went back to say hello to the beach. The lighthouse is such like an iconic staple of Southwold as well. I didn't really show you the lighthouse properly either. And then in the evening, we went to Buckingham's Wine Bar. It's actually new, but is such a good place for food, for drinks. Just highly recommend. Hi guys, jump scare. I'm officially back home. I've just walked through the door. That took like 5 hours to drive back, and normally it's only like 3. So I feel like I've been in the car forever. Also, I'm sorry that you've seen me in this jumper so many days in a row. I kept just like putting it in the wash and getting it back out. I did not take enough jumpers with me on that trip. I did take more than this one, but I just feel like I've vlogged in this one constantly. Anyway, I'm home, and just before we left Southwold, I ended up going back to Two Magpies to buy all my favourite goodies to bring home with me. and to surprise Cameron with when he gets back. I don't know if I ever explained, but Cameron is in South Africa at the moment for a week with work and seeing family. And I was obviously in Suffolk with my family for the week, but I want to pick him up from the airport tomorrow. He lands at like 5:30 a.m. So I got some goodies for both of us, and I just wanted to show you my favorite things, okay? Because that's what friends do, and I want to show you my favorite things. And if you ever just happen to come across it, there are these bakeries now in a few Suffolk like towns, villages. So if you're into magpies, these are the things I recommend you order. One, their granola is so good. Cameron is a fiend for granola, so I had to get him some. The granola that's even better than this is the Black Dog Deli granola. The Black Dog Deli is in Walberswick, but they also stock some of their stuff. They do their pizzas on Friday nights in the Nelson pub, write this down, and they do their granola that they stock in Black Olive. This isn't that granola is the best. We hunted all over town, they were fully out of stock. But the Two Magpies granola is also really good. This is the rose petal granola. So I got some of this for Cameron to have because he loves his granola. I got myself a little frittata. This does not look that appetizing, but it is delicious. It's smoked salmon and dill frittata, new potatoes, smoked salmon, dill, rocket, lemon, salt, pepper, eggs. That's it. But a little slice of frittata. I'm gonna have this with some salad and stuff tonight. I'm actually gonna have to go back out to the shops to get stuff for the fridge because the fridge is obviously completely empty. And it's already 6:05. Can't bother to do that, but I'm gonna have to do that. But I'm gonna have some of this with some dinner tonight. And then I obviously had to get some of their sourdough. Look at this loaf. I mean, it honestly is Gail's Eat Your Heart Out. It's the best sourdough bread. I think tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and have like a super productive day, getting back into routine. We're resetting after travel, etc. So I'll definitely film like a super productive vlog over the next few days. And hopefully you'll see me cut you guys don't care about the bread, but if you did care about the bread, in that vlog, I will show you cutting it's the best sourdough I've ever had. But enough about the bread, because the best thing about this bakery, which was my 30th birthday cake, is this. It is called, I wonder how beaten up, pretty beaten up. This is gonna be after a 5-hour journey of being battered around the back of the car. Okay, there's like no real way for me to show you this with it looking nice. I'm gonna have to insert a picture of my birthday cake because this piece of cake just looks really sad. But it's called the Dreamy Apple Cake, and I actually have a recipe which I will link because I spent a while trying to recreate this recipe so that I don't have to go all the way to Suffolk to eat this cake. It's not exactly the same, but it's almost as good. And it's like a cinnamon apple cake with, I think the frosting is like a chai frosting. I mean, literally my heaven. Chai frosting with cinnamon apple, like done deal. So I've got a slice of that for Cameron and I to enjoy. And then I've also got Cameron a donut, which I actually don't even know where that is. But I've also got him a glazed donut because their simple glazed donut's really good as well. And then the last thing I got before I left was 6 bottles of, well, I got 4 bottles of Prosecco and 2 bottles of champagne from Adnams, which is the brewery that's based in Southwold. And honestly, Adnams are doing so well now. Like, I see them in so many pubs. They're in our local pub now, like all of their beers and stuff. But Adnams is born out of Southwold. And I think my granddad was a shareholder. He bought like 1 share in Adnams when they first started to try and like support this local brewery when they got started. So our family feels very sentimentally attached to this particular brewery and to Adnams. So I've got some fun like bridesmaidy things coming up over the next few weeks. So I've got some Prosecco, pink Prosecco to drink with my bridesmaids when those events start kicking off, which is really nice. Just like another extra way that I want to try and, anytime I can think of doing anything sentimental, like adding any meaning into anything to do with the wedding, I want to do it. So got myself some Adnams Prosecco, my bridesmaids events. And honestly, I'm just so happy to be home. I had the nicest week, but I'm so happy to be back. I literally bounded into the house. There's just no place like home. I don't know what to tell you. There is no place like home. I'm so happy to be back. All the plants are still alive, which is a miracle. The blue hydrangeas are still in the house and looking so good. All the herbs on the windowsill are still alive, which I have no idea how that happened. The little orange tree is doing so well. Oh, honestly, I am in such a good mood. Not even the fact that I'm gonna have to go to the shops. can bring me down. Plan now is head to the shops, get my supplies for dinner, come home, maybe even pour myself a glass of wine, sit on the sofa and watch the latest episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then get a really early night because I need to leave tomorrow about 5:15, 5:30 in the morning to get Cameron from the airport. I think that's my plan for the rest of the day. I hope you've enjoyed spending the week with me. I loved bringing you with me to Southwold and showing you a little bit more of just one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. So I hope you enjoyed spending the week with me or a few days with me. I hope you're having such a lovely week and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye guys.